Okay, so throughout this whole NBA playoffs, one player has stood out to me, and it's the player who is mainly compared to Michael Jordan, and that's Anthony Edwards. So when I think about his game and his mentality, it makes me think about Jordan and all of the stuff that he's done, and Kobe as well. And seeing all of that stuff kind of makes me want to compare what they've done in their careers so far, at least through the first 4 years. But instead of that, I also wanted to think of Michael Jordan's most iconic NBA moments, specifically in the NBA Finals. And there's a lot of moments that I could go through, but I think these moments stand out more than the others, in my opinion. So sit back and enjoy the video as I go over all of these moments. And thanks for watching. The first moment I want to go over, and it was actually in his first NBA Finals, was the switcheroo layup in the 1991 NBA Finals. This layup obviously came against the Los Angeles Lakers, who were at that time the Showtime Lakers, and that's considered one of the greatest eras in Lakers history. But in this moment, he was finally where he wanted to be, and that was at the top in the NBA Finals against the best team on the other side. And what this moment stands for is the biggest moment of overcoming something in his career, in my opinion at least. Although this layup can probably be done by some players in the NBA today, what the moment meant and the layup meant, it definitely encapsulated something that we've never seen from a player who overcame a lot just to get to that point. And to see it unfold the way it did, it was definitely something that people at the time were amazed by.
They are unconscious. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. That's 13 consecutive field goals.
Not even a year later, the second iconic NBA Finals moment happened in the 1992 NBA Finals. This finals was against the Portland Trail Blazers, who were led by Clyde Drexler, and he was considered one of the players who was battling Jordan to be the #1 shooting guard in the NBA, and most people even took him over Jordan, which, as Jordan said in The Last Dance, kinda pissed him off.
Clyde was a threat. I'm not saying he wasn't a threat, but me being compared to him, I took offense to that.
I'm working for NBC. I'm covering the finals. So the night before game 1, we were at Michael's house playing cards, and he said, "You know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I'm gonna give it to this dude."
So in this game, all of that came to light as Jordan at the time wasn't really a great three-point shooter, but in this game he had 6 three-pointers in the first half and dropped a whopping 35 points, which hasn't been done since. And I think you know the reaction that came from this type of performance.
Here's Jordan for 3. Yes!
In 1997, after coming out of retirement 2 years before, Michael Jordan was riding with one of his best teams yet, and they were back in the NBA Finals for the second year in a row, and they were trying to two-peat. But the team that was standing in front of them was the Utah Jazz, led by Karl Malone and John Stockton. But all things were going according to plan, as the Bulls led 2-1 going into this game. But what's different from these other games is that Michael Jordan wasn't really at his best, because the day before, he ate what he said was food poisoning, and that made him sick the entire day, and that was the same day as the game. And instead of missing the game in the biggest series that the NBA has to offer, he decided to play. And while he was looking down the entire game, Jordan finished with 38 points while putting up a bunch of masterful shots and leaving everybody in awe, as they weren't really expecting him to perform that well. And ever since that moment, everybody references this game as one of Jordan's legacy games that he pushed through and ultimately succeeded in.
Jordan fires for yes, and he's tied the game at 77. And he did it in casual form, and you can see how exhausted Michael Jordan is. No reaction after the shot, just happy to go to the bench as timeout is called. 10 on the shot clock. Pippen backing Hornacek. Here's Jordan. Yes! Michael Jordan from straight away in the fourth quarter.
That's hard to believe that you can lose track of time and score as Karl Malone did there right next to Pippen. He does have 5 fouls. No excuse. Should have committed one there.
And then the total exhaustion on the bench. Michael Jordan sucking air, got the back massage from Scottie Pippen.
Second remaining, the inbounds, and the Chicago Bulls have defeated the Utah Jazz to take a 3-2 lead. They win it 90-88. A courageous, classic performance.
If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe for more. And I had a good time making this video, so if there's any other players you want me to do, let me know down below. And until then, I'll see you on the next one.